Okay, so trying to find like the perfect baby shower gift. It's always tricky, right? Something a little more unique than, just like a teddy bear or something. Well, this time we're diving into some expert advice about what to give for new arrivals. And honestly, even I was surprised by a few of these ideas.
It's funny. The source we're looking at today, it's a flower delivery website. And they really get into this whole idea of why we give gifts in the first place. Like, it's not just about the actual thing you're giving, right? It's about tapping into this whole language of flowers and what they represent. New beginnings, hope, all that good stuff.
Yeah, it's like flowers just automatically make you think of new life, which makes sense for a new baby, obviously. But I'll be honest, I always just assumed you'd bring flowers to the shower itself. This source actually recommends sending them straight to the hospital for both parents.
Which is actually such a nice gesture. Things are probably pretty chaotic at the hospital right after a baby is born. So it's really thoughtful to acknowledge what the parents are going through too, not just focusing on the baby. And, while we're talking about flowers, this source has some interesting thoughts on how to choose them based on the baby's gender.
Oh, yeah, I was just getting to that. So like pink roses or peonies, if it's a girl, that's pretty standard. But they also suggest blue hydrangeas for a boy. I don't think I've ever even seen a blue hydrangea.
Right. Hydrangeas in general usually represent like gratitude, sincere emotion. So again, it's kind of a way to celebrate the parents as well as the baby. And then the color blue, it often makes people think of calmness, stability, all those classic like boy characteristics we always hear about.
Huh. It is interesting how these color associations just pop up everywhere, even when you're picking out flowers. But the source also makes it clear that it's really up to you in the end. Like, you don't have to stick with pink or blue if you don't want to. If something else feels more right, go for it.
Exactly. I think that's really important. What matters most is that you're choosing something you genuinely connect with, something that feels right for your relationship with the parents and their style. Sometimes breaking tradition is even more meaningful.
Totally. It's true. Like, it's great to keep the tradition in mind,
Yeah.
but it's also cool that you can kind of put your own spin on it. Speaking of going beyond the expected, though, it's funny, this source doesn't even just talk about flowers. They have whole sections on fruit baskets. Now, that's what I call thinking outside the box.
Right. Those are great. And honestly, it makes so much sense when you think about it. Like, everyone always brings cute clothes and stuff for the baby.
Yeah.
But what about the parents? A nice fruit basket is like, it's practical, but it also shows you're thinking about them, especially since they probably need some pampering right about then.
Totally. Like, congratulations on the new baby, but also don't forget about yourselves. And you know what else I thought was really cool? They're big on personalization, like making the gift really unique. So it's not just like you grabbed a random fruit basket from the store.
Yeah, that's what makes it special. The source actually gives some ideas for that. Like if you're doing flowers, maybe you add in the parent's favorite kind. Or if you're getting a gift basket, you could put in a special toy, something that has a meaning to them. That reminds me, actually, one of my friends was expecting a while back, and I knew how much she and her husband loved reading, like classic literature. So I found this beautiful first edition of their favorite book from when they were kids to like start the baby's library. It was perfect. They loved it.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's like you're giving a gift, but also telling a story at the same time. Way more meaningful than just like grabbing the first thing you see at the store.
Exactly. And this source really gets that. Like they even talk about how the delivery itself is important.
Oh, right. They had that whole thing about hospital deliveries being tricky.
Yeah, you got to get the timing right. You want those flowers to show up and like brighten up the room, let the parents know you're thinking of them. And then even for baby showers, they recommend ordering at least like a week in advance.
Just to be safe. So no last minute scrambling, especially with a new baby on the way, right?
Exactly.
I guess it makes sense. A little planning goes a long way.
For sure.
So, okay, we've covered flowers, we've talked gift baskets. What's the big takeaway here for our listeners? Like, if they're out there trying to find the perfect baby shower gift, what should they keep in mind?
I think the biggest thing is to just be thoughtful. Like, don't get too caught up in what you think you should get. Try to find something that really feels right, Something that reflects the parents and their hopes for their baby.
So it's about taking inspiration from the traditions, but also making it your own.
Yeah. Like maybe you make a donation to their favorite charity in the baby's name. Yeah. Or what about like a piece of art that represents something they're both passionate about?
Now you're talking. Doesn't even have to be a physical object.
Exactly. It's about making it personal, turning a gift into like a symbol of your love and support.
And even if you don't think you're a super creative person, a little thoughtfulness can go a long way. It really is the thought that counts.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, there you have it, our deep dive on finding that perfect baby shower gift. Remember, the most important thing is to make it personal. Happy gifting, everyone.